So I do want to go over. You're coming on. You do have several cards because I know you're gonna rewatch the replay of this. You have several reflection cards, and your first one is going to be quote, "In silence, we discover ourselves." H.R. Sin. I think this is going to be a good time whenever you have moments where you're stressed out, that you need to sit kind of in silence and look at the bigger picture. And I want you to just make sure that even though we're jumping around from here, there, and everywhere, that you're looking at like everything and just being like, I did that shit. I did that shit. And I want you to like just make sure you're showing yourself gratitude in these moments of like, you fucking did it. Like I see the healing and the silent like strength that you have going on, and it's beautiful, but like just still appreciate yourself. I know you're having trouble coming on. I'm gonna send you a text message. All right. Hold on. Can you see me? I can't hear you. Turn your microphone on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Okay. So, do you have additional questions that I can help you with?
Um, what do you see for, I know like in the yearly reading, you said there was a snake in May. What's the snake in May? Or did I jump that timeline and it was April?
I think you jumped it. And it was April. Yes. Because I didn't in the yearly reading, I don't think I saw you getting divorced as quickly as you did. I have to go back and listen because I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll have all these new readings up for you. I think I put both of them up there.
I think so,
Um,
yeah.
so for the snake in May, they're talking about keep interviewing like people for booths. If booths like turn over quickly, make sure you have like a backlist of people that would want to come in the salon, and just, pay booth rent or whatever. So I would have that in the back of your mind that if somebody leaves or a blowout happens, like they're talking about a clash of personalities, and it's not really going to be you. I think it's going to be like between stylists. Like you're just gonna be like, what the
Okay.
hell? Like, grow up, be adults. And I don't think they're gonna be able to. So I would be on the lookout for that. Yes.
Okay. So far,
Um,
I feel like I have a good team. I have one more booth available for hair, and I have one more booth available for nails.
yeah. Whoever comes in for the hair and the nails, they're gonna be really good. They're gonna bring in a lot of money. It's almost like I see a girl with nails, like the long fake nails that comes in and she's like, let's do it, let's do it, let's go. But something about her and that guy, because there's a dude that works in the salon, right? Something
Yeah.
about her and that guy, it's almost like they're chatty and they don't know when to quit playing games. And I think that's gonna like crash. So I would say it's going to be okay, but you might have to be like the mom in a situation. And that,
Yeah. Knock your shit off or get out.
yeah,
That's the rules in the salon.
yeah. So I would say like just be careful with any, it's almost like cattiness. Like it's so petty and little, but that girl is going to bring you in hella money.
Well, they keep their own money. They just pay me booth rent.
But those clients are going to come back and come back and come back and tell your people about it. And
Okay.
yeah, you're you're going to get you're going to get people. Don't worry. Um, I also wanted to pull some. procrastination, some self-reflection cards. It's still the morning. Um, so your first self-examination, and these are things that I can put up on, like I can take pictures of these, and I want you to like kind of journal about these. If you don't journal, it's okay. You can just write it in your notes app in your phone. But I want you to kind of take some time to think about this because even though you're like, yes, 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 yes. Oh shit, they're telling me to talk about the friend. Did you cut that friend off?
Yes. Pretty well,
Okay.
most of the way. If she messages, I'll message back, but that's about it.
Be careful with her. They had to stop me. So be careful with her. Um, so your next, your first card is self-examination. Do I procrastinate? These are questions that you have to like kind of ask yourself and
Yes,
self-reflect
yes,
on.
I do.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Am I impulsive? Do I collaborate well with others?
Nope.
In what ways does the process for my decision making affect others? So these are going to be kind of like inner reflection. Like, how do I make my life more successful? Am I the problem? Is it them? Is it a mixture of us? Like, how do I get around this? And these are kind of things like I
Yeah,
use these cards to, I want to give my clients like homework to just reflect on.
yeah,
Because even though you're going through a big change, this is part of like the healing process, right? Um,
yeah. I've already felt the new transformation and I'm in love with the new me and I don't miss the old me.
you look hella happy. You look very just like, and I'm really proud of that. Before you got on, I like read a couple more cards to you that you can listen to in the recording because I was like, I want to make sure I say this, and if I don't say it now, I'm going to forget it. And I was like, I want you to take stock and be proud of how far you have come. So you can listen to the whole thing
Yes.
that I was saying while you were trying to come on later. Um, your next card is a quote. The things that excite you are not random. They're connected to you on purpose. Follow them. So I want you to, even though you're like taking these moments to like build this new life, I want you to find some hobbies. Something outside of the salon because listen, this is shit is not for the weak, okay? But if you're burning yourself out and you're like
Mhm.
going to the man and doing all these things, you have to find something that's just for you.
Okay.
And I think that's going to be like a good thing for you to do, a good building point. Your next card is a reflection card. Reflection, think back to a time you lost your faith in the universe. How was it you were able to regain that faith? Or if you still have not yet found your faith, in what ways can you seek help from the universe to find your way back? So this is like a rebuilding card. Like how can you rebuild better?
And
And
I feel like I'm doing that now.
yes, and I really like that for you because that's kind of like a really good sign from the universe to kind of stay on course and to
Hmm.
be the best version of
Yeah.
you.
So let's go back to the friend. What do I need to know about her? Because I mean, I've not really, I've since I left the salon, I've talked to her maybe 3 or 4 times, and that's it. And it's just catch up on life. Nothing like nothing very like big. Just we've not seen each other. Nothing. Well, I guess she did come into the salon. She was there for maybe 5 minutes and left.
I feel like that was just to see she was being nosy.
Yeah, she came in on my birthday. Brought me half dead flowers.
That's fucking dumb. Uh, what? Ugh, I miss when face masks were a thing because I'm like, anyway.
Hmm.
Um, so I feel like I want to say she was like your original snake in the grass. I really do. Um, I think she's at a distance where she needs to be, but if she feels like she can poach anything else off of you, she would. And I think that's just her general
Not allowing it.
personality. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not allowing it.
And that's good. I think this is also going to be the year of like rebuilding friendships, of having different opportunities, and like I hear you going on like girls trips and like being more of yourself, not with a man, but also with like female companions that, can be friends. You can just hang out with. Like you need more of that connection because that helps you bring in more of like a softer side. Um, I think this lady, she will probably always continue to gossip about you. And if she can siphon just a little smudge off of you, she always will, because that's just how she
Yeah.
is as a person. And I almost hear somebody say, like, small town, they don't want her to be successful. They don't want her to do this. They don't want her to do that. And we got to build differently. And so, what I want you to look
Mhm.
for is, I think you're going to find somebody that comes into the salon as a client that's going to be like your new bestie, that you're going to hit it off with really, really well. Um, and I do have some other cards for that. Like the Two of Cups, you need somebody that's like you feel happy with, light with. Like all these other people just feel like really heavy and really just draining and just not for you. Even though like you are like a really intense person, we need to have more of a softer side. And I think there's going to be, a friend that comes along that's like kind of brings more of that out of you. And I think you're going to find that this year.
Perfect.
Um, the next card I want to talk about is Temperance. A lot of this year is going to be like wait and see, having a lot of patience for yourself for the
That's what the
speed.
universe is teaching me, patience, because I have none.
Yeah. Um, for the speed in which you want things to happen. It's kind of like whenever I tell my husband you have to have patience whenever making bread. Bread from scratch doesn't happen in 30 minutes. And he's like, why is my
Yeah.
dough not rising? And I'm like, because it takes 2 hours. Um, that's kind of where we are. We need to marinate. It's like making a soup almost. We can't get impatient with external factors. And that is going to be just a really big test. And just remember that whenever you're like feeling stressed or feeling like things are going to be falling apart anytime, that it's not about you. It's to show you that like you can do all these things, but sometimes we need to slow down.
Yeah. So can you do me another thing though?
Yeah.
Because I do take your advice. Can you do like a 4 card pull on this dude that I'm supposed to go meet? I
Yeah.
just kind of want to see where it's going to lead because I don't want to have to keep going through this. I will, if I have to, I'll just keep waiting for the soulmate to walk through my salon doors and they better make me tingle from head to toe.
What's his name?
His name's Kurt, Kurt Bentley.
Bert Bentley. Okay. Bert Bentley. Not a lot of jumpers here. All right. So we have about one, two, three, four, five, about 5 cards here. So the first one is the Eight of Cups. Did he just get out of a relationship, or is he like coming off of some type of situationship? I don't know. I haven't dated in a really long time. So we
All
was
I
wrong.
know is he was married. He got divorced like 5 years ago, and then he was in another relationship. I don't know how long they were together or when it ended, but that's the only two that I know. She lived with him, got pissed, and moved out.
Yeah. Um, it feels like he just wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. It was like they had a bargain and he just didn't fulfill it. There's more to that story if you investigate. But that's going to be up to you because there's two sides to every argument.
Yeah.
Um,
She
but
seemed to be, from what I could see, she was a lot younger than him too. And he
yeah,
put his boy first over her, is my guess.
yeah, that doesn't usually work out very well. Whenever you have kids in the picture. So for the Eight of Cups, this talks about people who are juggling almost too much. And with your emotions, like you need to kind of slow it down. I feel like you guys are going to get along really, really well, and he's almost going to want to move like real quick. And I would say, hey, we need to have a plan for how this is really going to fucking work if you feel the same way in that moment.
Yeah.
Um, because rushing got you in trouble last time.
Yes.
We don't want to do that again. You also have an Eight of Wands here, and this talks about, I feel like, once you kind of get things together, it's going to go really quickly and really fast. And it's going to be like, ooh, let's see each other here. Let's see each other there. Like it's going to be really, really great. So, Eight of Wands. I think once you get to know him and get together, it's going to feel very like electrifying. Ten of Pentacles talks about sitting down at the table and like I don't think this guy, so whenever you say like soulmate, to me, soulmates are just people you've had past lives with, and he doesn't feel like you've had a past life with him. I feel like this is new, this is fresh, and that might be what you need. Like, that sounds weird, but that might be what you need because I feel like there's a lot of emphasis on people who say, oh, I want a soulmate. I want a soulmate. I'm like, well, what if they killed you in your past life? Like, you don't know, sir, ma'am. So,
I just want the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. That's how I look at it as a soulmate.
yeah. And that's how what most people do look at it as. But really, soulmates are like people you're supposed to learn really good lessons from. And unless they've
Yeah, I
already.
don't want that anymore. I just want happiness.
So I think he's going to be really stable, really secure. Ten of Pentacles talks a lot about like you've paid all of your karmic debts. You kind of like, I think he tried to do the younger thing and it just like did not work out for him. He thought he was going to get some little young thing and it didn't align because for whatever reason, he wanted somebody who was going to be like wife material, mom material, and she was not going to do that. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And he learned the hard way. But I think this is going to be once you guys can kind of get it together and formulate a plan on how you could work it out. Um, I think this would be a very stable relationship, and that's what you kind of need. You need emotional stability. And I can't remember which card he pulled. I think he pulled Father of Pentacles. Yeah, Father of Pentacles the first time. And that is what you need. Um, is it going to work out? Can it work out? The Hierophant, yes. I think you've seen me pull that a million times. Yes, it can definitely work out. It has a good potential to work out. I would say don't go too fast. He's going to want to go fast
Hmm.
because he's really going to like you. And that's almost like it's very intoxicating. So just be patient with that. Um, because if you're not, the chariot's going to come in and bite you in the ass because the chariot talks about like you're going upstream and while you're having all these new opportunities come forward for you and all of this is amazing and great, you're going to feel stressed as you're working your way upstream. And I don't want this to be a thing that's like stresses you. I want this transition to be seamless. That's my goal for you, is for you to go from one shit situation to like, oh no, I feel like I have peace. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I think this is a relationship that's going to work out really in your favor. But like I said, it is going to be work. You might be like, oh, is this a red flag or is this me? And that's where I want you to use those reflection cards and be like, oh, do I work well with others or do I not? Where can I
Uh,
apply this applicably to my romantic life?
yeah.
Because there's going to be in and outs of how that's going to work.
Hmm.
And if you don't pay attention to it, you're going to burn out because you're going to go from the stress in the salon to the stress in the house that you're staying with to, oh, I gotta drive 4 hours. That's like exhausting. I don't want to do that shit. In order for it to be a seamless transition, you have to be like, okay, we need a plan. Let's slow it down. Let's see us for what we are. But yeah, this does seem like it's going to work out and it will be a good relationship, a good partnership. And that's mostly what you need right now. The next card is the sun, and this talks about like new beginnings, new horizons, just a lot of beautiful things coming for you. And just talks about a really good, bright future. And I'm excited for you for this next like they're saying like more like year and a half now. Just bringing things forward for you.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Let's see if I can manifest it faster.
Oh, you want to build it faster? Okay, that's up to you. But just know, whenever we play in those games, things happen
Yeah.
that we don't maybe necessarily want to let go or see that we would have to let go right away, but you got to go through it.
Yeah. So my plans are, say this works out with him, because I know his kids are young, mine are grown. I don't want to live in the state of Illinois forever.
Yeah.
My goal is to find ground somewhere outside of Illinois, build a house on it, and then put another salon in that location. And then my daughter run the salon that's here.
I think your daughter would be really good at that. She needs a direction. She needs a direction on where to go. And it's almost like, I'm trying this, I'm trying that, I'm trying this. She feels a little like hesitant to do either one.
Yeah.
Um,
She starts school in August for Cosmo.
yeah. So I would just say that you're gonna have to kind of like hold your hand. You're gonna have to hold her hand a little bit. Um, and make sure like if she were to ever take over your salon, she takes some business classes, or you're gonna be mindset of two separate businesses spread
Yeah.
out. Because I feel like you're going to be a little bit farther away. We're going to be more at the beach or near some water or something.
Oh,
And
that's
then
another plan too. After I build the house in the country, get that salon going, I want to get one, buy a beach house and put a salon there too.
I think you'll like the beach house better. You will. You'll have more success with that one. I don't know if the country salon's gonna, it doesn't feel as successful as your beach house. Feels more
Yeah.
peaceful at your beach house. So that's why I say, because Five of Pentacles talks about work. We got to keep working. So if you want her to take over the salon, you don't want to dump a salon on her and her like shit on it because she's ill-equipped to take care of the business side of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say like it's like a mentorship. I think whenever my year reading with you, I was like, let her see the salon, let her see how things work. She's gonna need to continue to do that.
Yeah. And I plan on it, like doing like a like she kind of job shadows me as I do everything.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really good long-term goal for her. Um, and then the next one is Nine of Pentacles. And that just talks about like how things overall are going to just really pay off. But like you're going to have to make it work. Like you have to do it. Nobody is paving this way for you. But I think it's going to work out. Yes. His kids are younger. They'll adjust a lot easier than like an older kid would. That's like looking
Yeah.
for their independence, looking for their personality, their identity. And that will, you struggle with that once you start having like teenagers and shit and you want to like move around and everything. So
They are 14 and 12.
I think they'll be okay. They're young enough to where they can still adapt. But
Yeah.
once you get like 17, 18, they're
Well,
like,
you said he's like you see him moving here to Illinois.
I see you guys like moving in together. Maybe not where you are. It's almost like I see you all at the beach. Like they would be excited to be at the beach, excited to
Mhm.
be near the water, excited for a change of pace. Does that make sense?
Yep, Tybee Island.
Hmm. I think they would be way more excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, is there any more questions? How else can I serve you today? I'm so
I don't
excited for
know.
you.
What else do I need to know? What do the spirit guides have to say?
Let's see. All right. Okay. I'm gonna pull a couple more cards for you. All right. Ooh, okay. So the first card is Daughter of Wands, and this talks about, a fiery person getting shit done, right? And I think that's what you're working with, but also it talks about a lot of impulsiveness. And if you're playing with fire, expect to get a little bit burned. There are always a consequence to our actions, right? No matter
Oh,
what. And so just be prepared for that, like if that's the route we want to take. We're also looking at the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man talks about like going inside of yourself. And I've mentioned kind of lightly, like, make sure that while you're skipping all these timelines and doing all these things, you're also like kind of healing from this journey because this was some shit. And this talks about like, hey, we need to go inside of ourselves and see the situation for not only what it was, but like, what role did you play? Was it always positive? Was it always negative? How can you fix that? And kind of not just take accountability, but also like how can you see yourself in
mhm.
other people? Because we attract mirrors of what we either need to hear or how we have treated others. And that sounds sucky. Nobody wants to hear that.
I give everybody a benefit of the doubt. I have a three strike rule. You keep shitting on me, there's the door.
Yeah.
So that's just the mindset. I've give some people way too many chances, but in the end, I just have the I don't give a shit attitude anymore.
Yeah.
So as for how I treat people up front, I will treat everybody the way I want to be treated, but you start treating me poorly, you're going to get exactly what you give to me.
Yeah. I 100% agree. So your next cards are very interesting. So the next one is Welcome to the Liminal Space. So welcome to the liminal space. Anytime I see this, this is a card that like talks about your spirituality, your intuition. I've been telling you to pay attention to your intuition and how that can serve you in your everyday life. Whenever you're forming new relationships, pay attention. But also like do some more spirit guide work. Do the meditation that I sent you. Do journaling, whatever you think will help you.
So my spirit guide, it's a female voice. I was told I have a female and a male around me that like are like a couple, I don't know. But anyway,
They can work in tandem, yes.
yes, but anyway, she's come to me a couple of times while I'm going into REM sleep, and it like startles me, and it's like I wake up and then I can't get her to come back. So it's like I don't know how to stay in that state so that she can speak to me.
So what I would do, you can do a couple things. You can do a dream satchel where you like make different ingredients or whatever. Sometimes I use herbs, sometimes it's just lavender and I write my intentions down. I hand sew mine. You don't have to do all that shit. You can just have like a little bag. But the point is you put the dream satchel in your pillow with the intention that like some people want prophetic dreams, some people want love to come to them, money to come to them, some people want spirit guides to come to them. You can use whatever you want. Some people want protection. Um, because even if you're in that REM sleep and you're like, my spirit guides are coming to them, you're also trying to meet your spirit guide where you
Mm-hmm.
are and all of that where they are, not where you are, where they are.
Well, she says my name very
Hmm.
softly, and the first night that she did it, I was with Travis still. And
Yeah.
it's like she was trying, I don't know, but later on I looked at it like she was trying to warn me,
Hmm.
like
They
do
will.
something, but it startled me because she said my name four times. It startled me, and I didn't really move. I just woke up, but then he was getting up out of bed to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like I was supposed to watch something, but I missed it because I just went ahead and fell back asleep.
I don't think you missed it. I think the point was for you to pay attention.
But then at my mom's house, she started to come through again, but I got startled again when she said my name.
Yeah. Um, it's okay. It's okay. I would keep, whenever that happens, I would reinteract and be like, hey, I hear you. I see you. I know you're there. Please come to me in my dreams. Please keep showing me a sign. I had a client that asked for a blue feather from her spirit guides, and she got a fucking blue feather from different places, or she saw one or a blue bird, um, all around the city, every time, everywhere she was at. And so I would keep having those interactions. Um, every time you hear it, just be like, I hear you, I see you, I acknowledge you. Like it's safe for you to come back. I'm willing and open to come back to you. Don't
See,
get,
I do that, but it's like I don't know how to like she's trying to get my attention to hear her because I want her to speak to me. But it's like, okay, so how do I keep in that like stage where she could give me a message that she wants to give me?
yeah. So sometimes like hearing your spirit guides is also like not hearing a language like we're speaking. Sometimes it's through vision, sometimes it's through a feeling. If
Okay.
they're like saying, hey, turn around and look at what's happening around you. If there's nothing happening, that's okay. Maybe they're just saying that they're like with you and they're willing to
Mm,
like work with you. Because it's
okay.
not always them giving messages. Sometimes you can be the one asking things, or you can be the one like some people leave offerings. Um, it's more than just a back and forth conversation. Whenever
Okay.
I hear your spirit guides or your spiritual team or my spiritual team, sometimes it is a one word answer, literally, like look or yes. Whenever I tell you I see something, that's not always me hearing it. Sometimes I'm seeing it up here. Whenever I
Hmm.
see dead people, I see them with my eyeballs, like I'm looking at you, and I'm like, what the? But whenever I'm hearing spirit guides and like angels and things, those are a different frequency. And
Hmm.
sometimes it's harder to hear them exactly. So the spiritual body is a body that we kind of use all of our senses. So
Hmm.
whenever you're having those interactions, stop and like pay attention. Sometimes I had a spirit guide that would just come and touch me. And I would say, okay, thank you for touching me. Thank you for offering me protection. Thank you for offering me healing. Um,
See, I get that, and I also get chills. Like it'll run up and down my leg.
so I think that's could be more than one thing. That could be, there's dead people where you are and you're feeling that, and your spirit guides are saying, hey, pay attention. Because you can tell
Oh,
when,
it's just like laying in bed. Like I'll be laying in bed and something will pop in my head, and then all of a sudden I'll have chills go up my left side of my leg.
yeah. Do you feel like you're kind of floating a little bit whenever you're having these chills?
Sometimes.
So that could be a good sign of you actually astral projecting.
Just laying in bed awake.
Yes, because you're resting, you're calm, you're not in survival mode. Um, and it could be a, spirit guide saying, hey, they here, bitch. They here. And that's okay. Like what you're physically feeling, the tingling and things is they could be just putting you back down. Okay. And that's fine. And sometimes that's all it is. And that's all we need. Not everything is a, hey, you're going to see a tsunami happen at 5 p.m. Get ready, bitch. Like sometimes it's just like, just stay here.
Hmm.
And that's okay. Um, so I would start writing those things down. Keep a journal. So you can, it also helps you better remember those interactions. Even if the journal is literally your phone, like it's fine.
Yeah.
Um, So the next thing, we're down to our last 5 minutes. So the next two things I want to go over really, really quickly is your next card is money, 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 bitch. And I'm very excited for you to have this card just because this shows me that you're going to have another really, really successful year, even though it's going to be a shit ton of work. They're also talking about being careful with any contracts you might sign with this new fella. Don't do that right away. Be
He's
careful.
our, oh, what, oh, the new guy from Kentucky.
Yeah. Be careful with that. Just take your time with that. And I think you're gonna do, it's gonna be really, really good, but he's gonna want to go at a quicker pace. And that's okay because he's gonna really like you in person because you're gonna like check all of his boxes and it's gonna be great. We love that. We love that. But also just slow it down.
He's got to check all my boxes too, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is what a lot of people forget. So I'm glad you have that in mind. And so your last card, which is really interesting because even though your kids are grown, if you get with this guy, you have the potential of taking on more kids. So this is almost like a redo. So your last card is the wound and the gift. Motherhood is a gift, and it is also a time suck. It is also, it's a lot of different layers of stress. So as you go forward with this, if you're taking on somebody else's kids, that's another layer of responsibility that you also have to be like, do I want to do that?
I think, okay, so when I was with Travis, his kids are grown,
Yeah.
but they did not respect me. They did not like, Nick liked me, but he was kind of quiet and distant. But his daughter, oh my God, that like she is one person I'm glad's not in my life anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's one thing that I am going to look at. I don't want to meet his kids right away,
Yeah.
but he kind of is like, oh, well, you can stop by. Kids are here. No, 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 no. You
Yeah. You
know,
gotta take your time.
yeah. But it's like, just, I have this feeling with him, his kids are going to be very respectful.
Yeah. That's why I
I
was
mean,
saying, like, I
I
think it's
wouldn't,
gonna line up.
I wouldn't be their mother. Like, I'm not saying that I wouldn't marry him, but if I did, it would be a stepmother, and I would never take their mother's place. And that's how
Yeah.
I've always looked at it. Like, I'll be there for guidance and help and cook for you, clean for you, whatever, but I'm not going to be there to take your mother's place.
Yeah. No. And I think that you're going in it with the best possibilities and intentions. And the rest of it is just going to be like you guys personally working things out. But I'm
Yeah.
really excited for you. Please keep me updated.
Oh, I will. Thank you for the reading. I know it's been hard to get on each other's schedules.
I know, and it's okay. I'm about to have a lot more free time because my kids will be out of school and I won't have to be here, there, and everywhere. But I'll have these readings uploaded for you by the end of the day, and they'll be on your personal webpage, and you can
Okay.
look at all of them. And yeah, if you need me again, you know how to find me, and just keep me updated.
I will.
All right,
I'm
have
going to
a
go
good
this
day.
weekend. I'm trusting you.
Oh, all right, let me
So,
know.
all righty.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.